Hi guys, Harry and Hugo here in our private facility, Fitness Studio 46.
And today we're going to be showing you guys how to properly perform the trap bar deadlift.
The first thing that you're going to need for your trap bar deadlift is a trap bar, which depending on the brand that you use could look very different compared to the one that we have here. But essentially a trap bar is any bar that allows you to stand in the middle of the bar so that the weights are in the midline of your body. To get down into the start position for the trap bar deadlift, we're going to need to use the hip hinge range of motion. So to make sure that we're getting down into that position correctly, we're going to use what I call the thumb drill. So if you place your thumbs against your thighs, we're going to then push your butt back towards the wall behind you until your thumbs reach your knees. Once they've reached your knees, you'll see that the back is nice and straight, so he looks like a V on its side. His shoulders are above his hips and his hips are above his knees. Once we've reached that position and we look good, then we can now bend at the knees until the hands get as low as the handles on the trap bar. Just a word of caution for you guys at this point. You may need to use blocks to elevate your trap bar slightly, depending on the brand of trap bar that you're using. We don't want to be pulling too low. We want to make sure that the handles are roughly mid-shin or up towards the kneecap. Now we've achieved a good looking start position, we're going to take a look at the two biggest mistakes that people make when using the trap bar. Our first mistake is lifting with a rounded back. So we want to make sure that the back stays nice and straight throughout the lift. And to do this, you're going to have to squeeze your shoulder blades back and down. So we're creating some tension through your upper back as you drive the lift up. We also want to make sure that the core is braced at this point to support your lower back and that your chin remains tucked so that it's about a fist's width away from your collarbone throughout the entirety of the lift. Our second biggest mistake is allowing the knees to cave in as we pull the bar up. So we want to make sure that we're keeping the knees torqued outwards. To create this tension, I want you to imagine that you're stood on a big sheet of paper and you're trying to rip the paper by screwing your feet down and out to the side. That's going to make sure that the knees track outwards. So now we've got a nice neutral spine, a straight back, and knees aren't caving in. You're going to make sure that you keep pressing the floor away so that drive is coming through your legs and squeezing your hips through at the top so that we don't overextend, but we've got a nice tight glutes and we're driving through our legs for the lift.
If you experience lower back pain during a traditional barbell deadlift, then the trap bar deadlift could be better suited to you, so you can still deadlift but experience less strain in your lower back. Just make sure that you have the form nailed before you load the trap bar too heavily, and also ensure that you're only pulling from a height that your mobility allows.